The best of the best in Michigan high school hockey have converged on the Novi Ice Arena this weekend, juniors and seniors side by side, as they prepare to represent the Great Lakes State at the prestigious CCM NIT tournament next week in Minnesota. But before they head out, it's time for bragging rights. Today, it's the Team Michigan Showcase as the top juniors face off against the top seniors in a high-stakes, pride-packed battle. This is Game Time Live here on the State Champs YouTube channel and Local 4+. Along with my broadcast partner, Mike Iveso, my name is Sean Belegian. Mike, hockey in April, of course. Guys like you and I will take hockey every month. Chances are, if you're watching, you're the same way, but what a great event we have today.
Yes, and this will be the fourth year, I think, in a row that we've been out here to see this. When you can pit the best juniors against the best seniors in Michigan, it's not only going to be a good game, it's a nasty game, Sean.
It really is, and again, you see this throughout the year on State Champs, the amount of talent all across this state. Both of these teams, Mike, really displaying talent from all over the great state.
Yeah, we can start with the juniors. The kid that stepped up was on the Player of the Year watch, Aiden Cook out of Flint Powers. And then we come on the backside, the defenseman, Chad Pietla out of Howell. Sean, best defenseman, best player in the Chelsea camp.
And for the seniors, boy, we bid them all adieu, but one last hurrah representing this great state, and what a loaded squad they have.
Yes, it's no surprise with guys we've been talking about, it seems like their whole career. Owen Hall out of Livonia Stevenson, Ian Costomo from Heartland, and let's not forget they're going to be backstopped by the Wall Award winner, Henry Lansky out of Howell.
Great staffs representing both these teams as well. Coach Mitchell, of course, the head coach of the junior team. Coach Stipich from Houghton, the head coach of this senior team, and we are fired up to bring it to you. Team Michigan, the juniors taking on the seniors. You're in store for a good one, and we have it for you right here on State Champs and Local 4+.
Your persistence and dedication have brought you this far. But the fire of curiosity within you burns to push beyond your limits. LTU is the place where your passions and curiosities can soar, pushing your mind and body to new, magical heights. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
State Champs Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today.
And here are some highlights of the game from last night at the Team Michigan Showcase between the juniors and seniors. A tight battle. Howell Jr. Luke Storm would score a pair of goals as the juniors came out on top with a 3-1 victory. We'll see if they complete the sweep here in Novi this afternoon. So glad you can join us wherever you may be. He is Mike Iveso. I'm Sean Belegian. We have the best crew in the business behind the scenes doing what they do. Mike, it is a pleasure to be here, and let's get it out of the way right now. I think the seniors are going to be in a little ornery mood this afternoon.
That was the first thing we talked about when we woke up this morning, is what kind of mood are these seniors going to be in after they lost 3-1 to the juniors. We keep hearing about the speed of the juniors, Sean, looking at the kids out here. This is about as gritty as a junior team, too. So I think they're going to be able to bite back with whatever the seniors bring today.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun here this afternoon. The best of the best, really, as you take a look at the seniors down at the other end. So much talent on this team. Mike, let's start with Henry Lansky, the goaltender. He was phenomenal. He won our Wall Award. What can you say about this young man? Bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, 23-4. Is that any good?
It's okay.
I mean, he backstopped this Howell team to so many wins. I'm not going to say he was the only reason they got to the finals, but he carried them with some big plays and big moments, be it overtime or third period saves. This kid has got, what did we say? He was a heartless. He had no heartbeat in there. He's just as calm. He never shows any emotion, and that's when he's at his best.
Yeah, a heck of a lot of talent. There's a look at the young man. Mike, that's what jumped out to us. You and I saw him very early in the year. Unflappable is a word that one might use, one that comes into mind. There is a state champ, Will Keene, who of course backstopped Orchard Lake St. Mary's to a title in Division III, certainly not to be undone. A heck of a goaltender backing up Lansky, and 6'5", Mike, going to stop a lot of pucks.
Yeah, he's been big. That's the thing that has stood out to him ever since I seen him play in his early years over at Orchard Lake, Sean. He really stepped up this year in the big moments. That's where they kind of say, hey, can Orchard Lake win it? Can they win that big game in the playoffs? Will Keene shut everybody down.
For the juniors, a couple guys to look at. Let's start with Ben Melock from Forest Hill Central. I make the joke all the time. I think there are no less than 111 Melocks that have been a part of that program. Ben plays with an edge, and you're going to need that edge when you go to Minnesota.
Well, Sean, I would hate to be at the dinner table and be fighting for the last wing at the Melock house, because all those boys have that grit. And I was laughing. You say there's all those Melocks. I'm like, isn't he a fifth-year senior? What do you mean he's on the junior team? But he's got the full package, Sean. When he wants to go, he's got the speed, he's got the skill, he's got the size. You're going to see him, if he's on his game, all over the ice today.
Aiden Cook is another one to watch. He'll be wearing number 16, and, of course, people will remember they won in dramatic fashion in D2 over Livonia Stevenson in an epic final. Aiden Cook was a guy that was very, very, very close in our Player of the Year voting. As a junior, he's going to be one of the favorites moving into his senior year, playing for the gentleman Travis Perry up in Flint Powers.
And he should be, Sean. I had the opportunity to go to the Chelsea camp and try to start taking some notes for this game here. Hands down, Aiden Cook, best forward out of the juniors and seniors that weekend.
Not to be undone, we would be remiss if we didn't bring up the kid cam. There's a look at the kid cam right there. Always nice when you can get that Drew Charland, fine defenseman from Traverse City West. A couple of those defensemen. Mike, when we had a chance to go up there the last couple of years, we had a real good look at Callan Ray. He will be on the senior team. But last year we saw Drew Charland. I was really impressed with his play.
Yeah, you talked a lot about him. So as Callan Ray steps out, he passes that torch down to Mr. Charland, and it's going to be in good hands. And the thing you're going to want to notice if you're watching this game with us today is on both sides, the offense starts from some very high-skilled defensemen.
Well, and let's face it, that's a game of hockey today. It really is, Mike. You see it at the National Hockey League level. So many of these quote-unquote undersized defensemen. You can't help but think of Quinn Hughes in Vancouver. You know who comes front and center to my mind, a young man by the name of Lane Hudson, and an incredible job that he did for the Montreal Canadiens this year. But it's all about being able to move the puck now, and these teams are going to play fast.
Yeah, whether it's the NHL or whether it's high school hockey, Sean, when you talk about teams, you look for guys like that. They possess the puck. They carry the puck. They move the puck. They draw attention to get guys open. And the defensemen, you can't get enough of them.
Paul Mitchell announcing the starting lineups. Appreciate a lot of the things he does behind the scenes. Mike, it's so interesting when you take a look at these lineups. Some of these line combinations are just amazing. I'm looking at this top line for the junior team in particular. Luke Storm, a young man who we watched him really come on as the season progressed for Howell. Ian Evans is centering the line with the two Highlanders, Luke Storm and Marco Wolf, another one of those guys that we've watched his maturation in the past couple of years.
Well, you look at Ian Evans, and he's not the smallest guy at 5'11", but he's flanked by two 6'4" 6'3" kids that, Sean, when they use their size in front of the net in the offensive zone, dominate.
All right, we'll pause for just a moment for the national anthem, and then we will drop the puck and get this underway. We're about to drop the puck here. So glad you could join us wherever you may be. Thank you so much for inviting us into your laptops, your phones, your computers, whatever the case may be. He is Mike Iveso. I'm Sean Belegian. We have a cast assembled here to bring this action to you today. I had a chance to talk to that gentleman, hold on, right behind Owen Hall. Right there, Micah Stipich, the head coach of the senior team, also the head coach of the Houghton Gremlins. Had a chance to chat with him yesterday. We'll have that for you in the intermission. One of the nicest guys you will find, make no mistake about that. Starting in net today, this is a young man that really made a name for himself playing in Saline. Jack Dirksen starting for the junior squad.
Yep, at 8-5-1, the numbers don't jump out to you, but when you talk to his coach, Coach Zagata, he talks about the work this kid puts in, day out. If you could see him practice, you would know why he's in this net today.
Of course, the head coach for this junior team, David Mitchell, longtime head coach of the Livonia Stevenson Spartans. We are underway. Let's take a look, Mike, early to see how emphatically this senior squad decides to come out into the neutral zone, chipped deep into the senior zone. Giving chase back there, the fine defenseman from Northville, Alex McCollum. He plays her around the ring, but kept in. Here's an opportunity in front to pass just a wide of Ian Evans. Seniors with a chance to break out. 3 of them now. Centering pass, backhanded in front, didn't miss by much. Oh, Graham Johnson was there, just couldn't find a way to get it in. Excuse me, that was Van Single from the senior squad. Now it's the juniors with an opportunity in front. Big stop there. The juniors got that jump early, Mike, getting the puck in deep a minute into this game.
We keep hearing about their speed. You know they're going to be on that forecheck. I expect, other than the physicality, that the seniors are going to try to match them with their speed too.
Shot deflected into the corner, but controlled. Back to the point, shot comes in. Gibby Grendel gets that one stop, opportunity to back it out and in. Gibby Grendel, if you're not familiar, a young man that played forward, moved back to defense. They initially had him on this roster as a forward, and now he moved back to defense, Mike.
An unfortunate incident happened, and we lost a defenseman, but Gibby's going to step right in. That also gives Drew Lesperance a chance to step into the forward role.
Trying to get that forecheck going now. Seniors able to get it down the ice. Icing waved off. Giving chase back there. Colton Worski from Grozeal. He's helped out now by Parker Bendel. Another fine young player from Flint Powers. Here's the dynamic Donovan Durbin. He was a mainstay on our Player of the Year list. Really interested to see what he and Trenton can do next year, Mike.
Yeah, when you can shoot the puck like that, you're dangerous from anywhere.
In behind the net, seniors with a chance to break it out. And here comes Hall. Owen Hall gives it up, drives to the net. Opportunity in front. Oh, had to be very careful there. Seniors nearly got one. Keep that pressure in. Centering pass, a big stop, rebound comes out. Hall just missed. This senior team with control of the puck, but finally out and over the line. Good shift there by the Hall line as the juniors come the other way. Centering pass nearly deflected up and over. Oh, chances at both ends now, Mike.
You can barely get a second to breathe. I was about to say something, and another scoring chance, and here we come again.
Here they come again, far wing this time, glove down rather easily, and they get the whistle.
Nice break there from the goaltender to give us a break there, Mr. Lansky. So that was a great shift by one of our new, and here's some Gibby Grendel highlights. I know the kid Cam, he told us that he was going to have some highlight packages for us, but this is that game up at Traverse City that we watched him just dominate on both ends of the puck.
Best player on the ice.
Absolutely. The offensive mind, and he has become defensively responsible, Sean. It's a great thing to see.
Right-handed shot. He can move the puck. Seniors bottled up in their own end. Juniors starting this game out with the same tenacity, Mike, that saw them knock off the seniors 3-1 yesterday.
This is, we keep hearing, this is about as fast and skilled of a junior team that they've seen.
Hunter Ryder, centering pass, knocked down in front. Swept away there by Strobel, Colin Strobel. Fine-looking defenseman heading into his senior year. He's another guy that can do a myriad of things, Mike.
Yeah, he's not afraid to rush that puck. He gets it, and he's not shy. He's going to move that puck up.
On the off wing, now centering pass. Big stop by Lansky, and he gets the whistle.
And here comes a little bit. Here's the thing, though. What they don't realize is Chad Pietla's not going to back down. These juniors are just as gritty. You got Luke Storm and these Howell boys. They're prickly, Sean. And there's Chad Pietla also in the forefront of that offensive rush. Like I said, in Chelsea, best player, bottom line. He was the best player on both sides, be it a defenseman or a forward. Total standout.
The juniors are going to keep this top line out there. Luke Storm from Howell, Ian Evans from Heartland, and Marco Wolf. Let's see who the seniors decide to go with here, as we're going to have a power play, Mike.
I believe it's the so they gave him a power play, so they've got Castro, and I believe that's Van Single out there.
Going to switch things up a little bit up front. Luke Storm out there, along with Aiden Cook. Boy, centering pass nearly got through. Cook on it. Plays it back to the point. Back to Cook, just outside the circle. To the point, far circle now. Good puck movement by these juniors as they are on a power play. With 13 minutes to go, Cook had that shot blocked. Another opportunity in front. Oh, Lansky was sprawled out and somehow kept that out of harm's way. Puck is cleared, and they're going to have an opportunity to get some fresh troops out there now. Logan Betcher, boys, he a good-looking defenseman from Saginaw Heritage. I know J.J. Bamberger's watching. We give a shout-out to Coach Bamberger. 1:10 left in this power play opportunity. Aiden Cook drops it there, Mike. Marco Wolf now. Sends it in deep, into the corner, controlled by the juniors. Back there is Betcher. He clears it up into the bench area with 55 seconds remaining in this power play.
So there's a guy that was just out there in the power play, Sean. For everyone out there, I don't know how familiar they're going to be with him. I myself, before Chelsea, I wasn't familiar with Luke Thick out of Marysville. This is a kid that put up 17 goals and 32 assists, Sean. I think he was the fastest kid I seen at Chelsea, matching that speed they said the juniors have.
He's out there as a center. Parker Bendel out there as well. A couple centers as Strobel gives chase behind his own net. 45 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. Strobel can move the puck. This time he gives it up in the neutral zone to Charland, another guy that can move the puck. Back to Strobel. Strobel, high slot. Far wing now, shot comes in, goes wide. Centering pass goes awry. Another attempt to center it. This time back to the point. Strobel fakes the shot to the wing. Strobel quarterbacking, just a wrist shot in. An opportunity to clear it, but they can't get it out. Another shot comes in, that one goes wide. On it is Thick. Thick back to the top. Strobel, near wing. Knock behind the net. Back to Strobel, one last opportunity. Back to full strength are the seniors. And an opportunity to come the other way. That's Tinsley. Tinsley centering pass, no one home. First one there for the juniors is Bendel, and he just backhands it into the neutral zone. No score yet. 11 minutes to go. He's Mike Iversel. I'm Sean Belegian. So glad you can join us wherever you may be. There's a shot. Just a wide after Lansky got a piece of that. Boy, the juniors getting that forecheck going, Mike.
They're getting it going, and the speed is just causing all types of trouble for the seniors. They just can't get out of the way of it.
Ryder Novak, fine looking player from Detroit Country Day. Give a shout out to Frank Novak as well. Hope you're well, Coach. Ryder on it again. Gets it knocked off his stick. An opportunity to come out now is Arco, young man from Houghton. Boy, a lot of battles. Pietla gets it out into the neutral zone, and it's promptly sent back in. Giving chase down there, Toby Perreault. But Owen Hall there to keep it in. Owen Hall, look how strong he is on the puck, but a good defensive there, played by Pietla there. And then a little shot from Owen Hall at the end of that play.
Well, it's a very interesting line with both Hall and Lynch, two extremely gritty players, and not surprised they've had the two best offensive shifts for the seniors.
Swift moving first period with 9:45 to go. No score yet. Luke Storm trying to change that now. Wearing number 9 from Howell. Centering pass. Lansky shifted that into the corner. Ian Evans on it now. Taken away. And here come the seniors in counter rush. Nice play at the line to break that up. Stop that rush. Offside, waved off. Owen Hall out there, drops it. Now to the near point. That's Callan Ray. His shot doesn't go through. Owen Hall with an opportunity, and somehow Dirksen with a big stop there, Mike.
That was a nice save there. He was falling off of his post. Owen Hall seen it, just threw it at the net. But not surprised, that entire offensive sequence started by number 11, Ian Castamo, a guy we asked Coach Ostenmacher about last night. Who are you most excited to see in this Minnesota tournament? He said because of his hockey IQ, Ian Castamo, and he's not wrong. He sees the entire ice, Sean.
Thick and Van Singel on the draw, controlled by the juniors off the drop. Benny Milok going to play a game of dump and chase. Lansky stops it, can't get it out. Aiden Cook with a good job keeping the puck in deep before the seniors get a chance to break it out. No score yet. I hope you're enjoying this, however, as much as we are. A lot of tenacity between these two teams, Mike.
And it's always surprising every time we get out here. We're like, oh, they're just high school kids playing. It's mean. They get mean with each other. They do not play nice, Sean.
Alex McCullum and a battle down there with Aiden Cook. So many little individual battles here, Mike. That's what makes a game like this fun. Now here's an opportunity coming in. Centering pass off the stick. Oh, boy, a beautiful pass there. And the young man from Port Huron Unified, Case Van Singel, couldn't convert.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. He stood out every shift he was on the ice in Chelsea, and he better be ready playing with Ian Castamo. The puck's going to come to him.
Strobel dumps that in, but the play is called with 8:06 to go here in the first period. There's a good look at Henry Lansky.
I don't know if it's coming off on the stream, Sean, but the pace of play is just amazing. This is not a place for the weak at heart, man. It is just going. It's physical, and it is skilled.
Puck thrown in deep. Getting down there to do battle. First one there, Mike, is James Albers. Boy, a really good career for that young man from East Grand Rapids. Albers on it again. Boy, that puck nearly snuck through. Dirksen on the short side. Seniors now with some pressure. Shot blocked down in front. Yes, that hurt, but paying the price. Give all the credit in the world to Pietla. Seniors on it now. They got a little something going on now, Mike. Milok's going to try to change that. Look at Milok with speed. Weaving. Throws it in front. First one there, however, is Drew Charlin. He gives it up to...
That's got to be Grindel.
Yeah, that was Damien. Excuse me. Trey Damien, the young man from Clarkston.
It's got to be Grindel skating like that. The jersey flowing. We've seen it for too many years now.
Throws it in. Dirksen just going to leave it there. First one there is Warski, young man from Grozeal. Now out into the neutral zone, Connor Arco. Arco with a shot. Tries to follow up. Scores!
Sean.
How about Connor Arco?
That was a UP goal coming from Lando from Calumet to Arco from Houghton. He gets an innocent-looking shot, but does he stop and turn away? He does what he is taught. You know Coach Micah taught him this. You go get the puck. Here he comes up the ice. He's heads up. I'm just going to get it on net, but I'm not stopping right by the defenseman, number 2, Logan Boddicker there. He's going to learn from that one there, but what a play by Arco to keep the puck.
Boy, Brady Ross just a second late. As you said, Mike, Arco just kept driving, and the juniors jump out to a 1-0 lead here in Novi.
And that all those coaches out there listening, they're turned into their players right now, and they say that's why in practice we tell you don't quit on the play after your shot. You go get that rebound.
Owen Hall's been active here in the first period. Here he is again trying to get something going for the seniors. Ring around far side, kept in by the seniors for the moment. Backhand opportunity. Hall keeps it in. Ian Evans comes over for support for the junior squad. Luke Storm with a good back check with Hall all over him. Centering pass. Buckley there for a second. Big stop, Dirksen. Oh, a backhand opportunity, Mike. Nearly got through.
And again, it's this Lynch, Hall, and L'Esperance line causing all kinds of trouble with their size, but we just took a penalty.
Lynch there, and no doubt about it, there's going to be a slash called on this one. A little frustration showing by the seniors, Mike. Hey, are you interested in a sports management degree, Mike? Did you know at Lawrence Technological University, your vision of competing in college athletics can be your reality? LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships are available at lturecruityourself.com.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a gritty, physical, frustrating game for the seniors, and you just got to watch yourself there. He came down a little hard and caught a player in the head with a stick.
Shot in by Drew Charland. Lansky's going to come out and play that. Into the corner to the line, but not out. Strobel keeps it in. Throws it in, back behind the goaltender, Lansky. Another opportunity to get it out. This time the seniors do. Strobel on it now. Gets some support from Dirksen, but good job killing this penalty by Case Van Single, young man from Port Huron Unified.
He can pick him up and put him down, Sean. He's an excellent skater.
Braden Lewis, young man from Matawan. Boy, Matawan took a big step up this year, Mike. So Strobel has to start over behind his own net. 1:10 remaining in this power play. Here they come with speed, this junior team. There's that speed you talked about from Luke Thick. To the point, kept in by the juniors. Ring around for Aiden Cook. Cook, centering pass, and a shot through to Lansky, and somehow kept out seniors with an opportunity to clear it and get fresh troops out there.
They are keeping that Wall Award winner Lansky busy in net right now, and we kept hearing about the speed of the juniors, and I think my thought was, yeah, we've seen these guys play their fast. Sean, at this level, this speed is really showing up.
Boy, what a beautiful centering pass from Aiden Cook for Nolan Bink, the young man from Escanaba. Lansky had to be very, very careful. Boy, every time I see Aiden Cook, Mike, he just makes something happen, the junior from Flint Powers.
And he's got the whole package, doesn't he? But when he's distributing the puck like he just did, he gets to that next level because everyone on the ice knows who he is. He garners that attention, then he dishes that puck, and it's a scoring chance.
Draw one by the seniors. Alex McCollum flips it out into the neutral zone. 20 seconds remaining in this power play. Cook starts anew in his own end. Gives it up to Luke Storm. Tried to return a pass, but here's a good opportunity, shorthanded. Look at McCallum, big stop by Dirksen. Oh, there's that dynamic flash that we've seen many times in this very barn from Alex McCallum.
And not overly aggressive in the neutral zone, and that's how he got that puck.
3:50 remaining, 1-0. Icing the call is the dangerous Owen Hall. Nearly beat the puck there. Boy, Pietla and Hall have a little something going on today, don't they?
Sean, I've had the honor of watching Chad Pietla for many years, having friends go through the Howell program, and something like that behind the play is always going to happen. And I was just thinking, like, what a game he's having, and he's not noticeable, and that's sometimes what you want out of a defenseman. But he's going to be pesky. He'll be in Hall's back pocket all game.
Juniors win the draw, keep the pressure deep in that senior zone. 1-0. Team Michigan Juniors on top. Seniors have had their opportunities, but boy, Dirkson's been good, Mike. Give him credit. Here comes Owen Hall again. Owen waiting, showing patience, waiting. Back to the point now. Shot from the point, got through somehow. Rebound opportunity. Just a wide. Good pressure. Once again, this Owen Hall line, Mike, doing such a great job with Lynch and L'Esperance out there.
Well, I mean, and you're looking at a line with two null
Centering
tenders.
pass comes in, scores! Nice feed. Kyle Lynch from Clarkston on a beauty from Drew L'Esperance.
As we were talking about that line, one of the kids that's tendered in the null, Drew L'Esperance, like he's got eyes in the back of his head. But again, it always starts with the battle of the rim there. Winning it on the wall. It's going to come up to your defenseman here on a turnover, and eventually Grandel gets it over to L'Esperance, who's like, oh, wait, I whiffed on the shot. There's Lynch in the back door. Thank you very much.
Boy, Clarkston is another one of those programs, Mike. Year after year after year, they're producing players, they're producing good teams, and Kyle Lynch is just the latest. Be interesting to see what Clarkston does next year. They're always in it, certainly one of the usual suspects now. Ryder Novak over to Brady Ross. Look at Brady Ross put on the brakes. Boy, nearly set himself up, the dynamic player from East Grand Rapids. Here's another program. You know they aren't going anywhere, those Pioneers.
They just continually bring robots in, as we say. They are the same players over and over, and they're always big and strong.
1-1 here. These two teams heading off to Minnesota. Woe be to the teams that have to face these guys. Little wrist shot comes in. Handled, no problem there by Dirksen. Juniors bottled up in their own end. Nolan Bink gets it out, though. Young man from Escanaba. Now on it is Bendel. Throws it in back of the net. Centering pass doesn't connect. Bendel on it now.
Oof, that was a nasty little hit there. Oh, Lansky didn't even see that one.
Little pitchfork?
Yep, absolutely, but it's getting heated.
Walking in with an opportunity. That shot by Chad Pietla didn't get through. Seniors have to alleviate that pressure, and they do. Icing is the call.
You got to like this out of the juniors, Sean. Just when you thought maybe the seniors were going to get a little, the juniors withstand their momentum and bring it back.
Hey, coming up in the first intermission, I'll have a conversation with the Team Michigan Seniors head coach, Micah Stipich, and we'll recap the first period here on Game Time Live on the State Champs YouTube channel and on Local 4+. Draw stays deep in the senior zone. Ian Evans tries to win it forward. Puck still lay there. Juniors control it. It's Luke Storm. Luke Storm double team, but coming in for support is Ian Evans from Heartland. Tries to throw it back to Storm, but an opportunity to clear it out to the neutral zone, and then they do. Promptly shot back in by Pietla. Giving chase back there is Alex McCullum. Hammers it along the boards, but kept in. Now Lansky's going to try the other side. Kept in again, this time by Toby Perreault. Cap City is another one of those programs. Developing guys. They got a couple juniors on this team.
Every time we talk to Coach Ford, he seems a little bit more excited of what he has out there.
Absolutely. Seniors with a chance to break out. That's exactly what they do. Case Van Single can't walk Pietla. Big hit back in behind the net. Boy, has Pietla paid the price here. Juniors are going to get a power play out of this, as this is going to roll all the way down the ice before finally being touched up by Gibby Grindell.
Unfortunate play. Van Single getting in on the forecheck. His foot ended up a little bit behind, and as he went through, It resembled, but was not a slew foot. I'm not saying, but that's kind of what it resembled. And that's where you're going to get that tripping call. And even he's looking at the ref like, what? I was just skating through. But when the ref's looking right there, all he sees is Piet Lafall, and we have a power play.
Well, the Juniors back on a power play with only 25 seconds remaining. Cleared all the way down. Boy, Dirksen had to be careful there. Took that little short bounce, Mike, right before it landed. Look at Strobel with speed. Colin Strobel, he's stopped by his teammate Owen Hall. I think both Spartans have stood out here in this first period. Shot comes in. Lansky makes a stop. 5 seconds remaining in this first period, and that is gonna do it. What an entertaining first period, though, Mike. The juniors struck first. The seniors got one late, and we're all tied up at one after one.
I was a little silent there. You had to take over. I was waiting to see this nastiness, this peskiness, this grit that we've been talking about this game ending up being. It's bubbling right on the surface, Sean, and you're seeing a lot of stuff late and after plays, and I was watching here as it went. A couple of little cross checks and then some words. It's there. I don't know if we'll see it.
All right, your score after the first period of play. The seniors won. The juniors won. We'll head to the intermission in a conversation with Coach Stippich, the coach of the senior squad, and, of course, the Houghton Gremlins as well, here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
At Alto Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Sonneborn, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alto Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
Out here, it's not just about the hustle. It's about breaking the game. Every single day. Zeroing in on what we want, putting a target on it, and hitting the bullseye. Over and over again, because second best, that's for somebody else's story. The fire that fuels us, the bond that unites us, we don't just play the game. We set it ablaze. We break through.
Your persistence and dedication have brought you this far. But the fire of curiosity within you burns to push beyond your limits. LTU is the place where your passions and curiosities can soar, pushing your mind and body to new magical heights. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
State Champs Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today.
All right, welcome back into Novi Ice Arena. Of course, Team Michigan underway. The juniors taking on the seniors. Speaking of the seniors, we are joined here in the intermission by not only is he the head coach of the Houghton Gremlins, but he is also the head coach of the senior team here. Let's welcome him in. Micah Stipich. First of all, Micah, so glad to see you, man. What a great event this is.
Oh, thank you. It's just an honor to be a part of this. It's a great week and a great opportunity for these young men to represent their state of Michigan, their schools. We have 16 different high schools represented on our senior team.
You've been involved with this in a couple of years now, and I think for a lot of people out there, they don't know a lot about this event. This is something that's getting bigger and bigger every year, these Team Michigan teams.
It is. Really, what other high school sport takes your top kids from your state and goes and plays against other top players from other states? I think hockey is unique in that we have this opportunity to see what Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, Colorado have, and it's something these kids will remember for the rest of their lives.
He's a modest guy, so I'll say it so he doesn't have to. Not only are these teams comprised of some of the best, but some of the best coaches as well. As I mentioned, Micah is the head coach, but you have two pretty cool assistants as well.
Great opportunity for coaches to be involved with as well. And Coach Ford from Capital City, Coach DeSena from Riverview, Gabriel Richard are with our senior team. Great guys, learning a lot from them. The kids have a great opportunity to learn from them.
You know, this is such a special event because, as you guys know, you follow what we do throughout the year. There are so many great players all over the state. Coach, let's face it, it is not an easy prospect to try to whittle this down to one team. Talk everybody through the process. You guys have a lot of skates to lead up to this moment. It's not easy to pick a team of great players with so many great players in this state.
Yeah, you're right, and it's the hardest part. It's the hardest part with our high school teams. Boy, the tryouts in the fall, and the same here with Team Michigan. Over 400 kids trying out throughout the state to represent the junior and senior classes. We're fortunate that we have a lot of help, junior scouts, other coaches, people that are involved in the process, 3 different sites, and then everybody comes together in Chelsea, where we whittle it down to 2 teams of juniors and seniors, and this is our end product now here tonight.
Micah Stipich, of course, the head coach not only of the mighty Gremlins, the Houghton Gremlins, but certainly the head coach here for the senior team that is going to be representing the great state of Michigan. Coach, let's talk a little bit about your team. Every team has a calling card, what you want to accomplish. What do you like about this team Michigan senior group?
Yeah, we've got a pretty balanced attack, starting in goal with Henry Lansky and Will Keene. I mean, we've got some big, solid goaltending. Our back end is really good. Our defensive unit, I think we're built from the back end out. Up front, we've got 4 lines. You'll see if you can figure out who our first line is. We're pretty balanced. We're going to see who's going to score. We will probably try to some different recipes and make it tough on you guys calling the game, but it's a short tournament and we have to see who's going to click. We don't have time to do it, and so we'll probably experiment a little bit.
Well, we're really looking forward to seeing not only the rest of this game, but seeing what these guys can do as they represent the great state of Michigan. Always great to see you, my friend. Hey, before we get out of here, the season's going to be here before you know it. What's got you excited about this next season for the Gremlins?
Man, we've got some good young guys coming up in the program. Every year, I think you mourn the guys that you lose and move on, but then the future is bright. We've got some kids that are working hard over the summer here, and we'll see what they can do come November.
Well, best of luck to Team Michigan. Continued success to Houghton as well. One of the good guys, no doubt about that. Coach Stipich kindly joining us here in the intermission on State Champs.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
At Alto Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Lieboy, Sonnenbogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alto Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
Out here, it's not just about the hustle. It's about breaking the game. Every single day. Zeroing in on what we want, putting a target on it, and hitting the bullseye. Over and over again, because second best, that's for somebody else's story. The fire that fuels us, the bond that unites us, we don't just play the game. We set it ablaze. We break through.
Your persistence and dedication have brought you this far. But the fire of curiosity within you burns to push beyond your limits. LTU is the place where your passions and curiosities can soar, pushing your mind and body to new magical heights. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Hey, last night the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association announced their Coaches of the Year. Congratulations to Keith Robertson for winning the Division I Coach of the Year. And we go to the West Side, Division II, one of the classiest guys out there. Shout out to our pal Joel Brazil from Granville. And in Division III, what a story the Jeffers Jets were all year. Congratulations to Aaron Hymanen. He led his team to the Final Four, and he was awarded the Coach of the Year. 1-1, deuxième période, je m'appelle Sean Beligian et Michael Ivesel. Mike, your thoughts on that first period?
I thought, like I said at the end, that the battle that we saw coming from the frustration out of the seniors is kind of bubbling on the edge there. And I have a feeling Coach Mike is going to have these guys playing a little bit harder and a little bit more aggressive on that forecheck. But I can't not mention the pace of play, Sean. This is a junior level pace of play. And some of these guys like an Owen Hall, now you know why he's tendered to be playing in the NAL next year, because he's one of the better players out there at this pace.
I am so glad that you brought that up. To anybody out there that is wondering what this product is like, all I can tell you is watch that first period of play. That pace was awesome. It really, truly was. Mike, thank you for not ripping on me for throwing a little line en français out there. John Watson wanted me to come back and drop a little something just to translate. I don't think it's that difficult. 1-1, heading into deuxième, second period. My name is Sean Beligian and Mike Ivesel.
Wow. So it's just Mike Ivesel. I don't have a French translation.
I could call you Michel Ivesel. I could do that. I don't know if you want me to drop Michel on you, but I could change from Sean to Jean. Right? I could do that.
All right.
Of course, the juniors in the yellow jersey. Hey, make no mistake about it as well, as you take a look at Jack Dirksen right there. Both goaltenders, Mike, had to come up big in that first period.
Yeah, and as I said during the period, they really kept Lansky busy. The Wall Award winner showed some of the skill that he had it, and a couple just where he was in the right spot. But Dirksen, he was getting across. He was making the saves that he had to. He was the lesser of the busy goalies, but he did his job, Sean.
There's the kid Cam right there, getting some up-close shots. I think that was Kellen Ray, the swift-moving defenseman. from the senior team. We start this second period. Superior numérique for the juniors. John, I threw more French in there. I thought you'd be happy. A power play for the juniors to start this as it comes all the way down to the other end. And that's where Chad Pietla, a very active first period for that young man, takes over.
He is in and around the play at all times, Sean. Another one of those just high hockey IQs.
Nolan Bink throws it near side, knocked down there. Good physical play by Kyle Lynch to power it out into the neutral zone. Boy, Lynch and Owen Hall have had solid nights tonight. But now it's juniors. There's Aiden Cook throwing it back in behind the net. Wolf stops it there. Or excuse me, that's Storm. My apologies. Cook behind his net. He's rooting down there as well. Owen Hall can't get it out. Point to point now. Pumping it back in. Luke Storm has that knocked away. Marco Wolf on it. Back to the point. A ton of Highlanders out there, Mike. 3 of them. In behind the net. There's another Highlander Storm. Back to the point. Another Highlander. Chad Pietla. Oh, just misses Wolf. Nolan Bigno tosses it in deep. An opportunity to clear. Logan Betcher backhand to the line and finally out. Boy, they weather the storm, did this senior team. Let's see if they can get something going as we are back to 5-on-5. Good play there, a steal by Braden Lewis. Lewis nearly got the return pass, but he's knocked off the puck. Boy, Pietla doesn't stop, does he?
He doesn't. I don't think he's got to get off the ice either. And you've got to be impressed, Sean, with the way these juniors are just taking everything the seniors have. In years past, eventually it wears them down. We say it every year. I don't see that happening right now.
Alex McCullum throws that out into the neutral zone. Here come the seniors trying to get something going. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, Mike, so much talent out there right now. This is so stinking fun to watch.
And it just gives you a glimpse of what we have in high school hockey and these kids, what it's going to look like at the next level.
Icing waved off, giving chase down there is Colton Worski from Grosse Ile. Kept in by the seniors, now finally knocked out. Donovan Durbin was shaken up. He just came back to the bench. Don't want to see anybody get hurt here, Mike, as we take the teams over to Minnesota. Big hit there. Well, I tell you, the physicality, Mike, my goodness gracious.
And what I've noticed is everything kind of looks the same, but the seniors are getting to the body faster.
Shot comes in. Lansky had to be very careful there as Graham Johnson was making a case. Coming on the near side, that left-handed shot from the Eskimos from Escanaba.
You gotta like it. Feet moving, snapping the puck. He caught Lansky kind of by surprise on that shot. And again, it speaks to the level of hockey that we have here. When you can shoot the puck as your feet are moving, top end.
Ian Costomo, one of the top players in the state. Mike Heck for 4 years running. Takes that draw, controlled by Grendel. Boy, we could have a break the other way. Outlet pass, coming in, scores! And the seniors take their first lead of the game as Case Van Single came loose and the young man from Port Huron Unified puts him on top.
And I think we've seen that a couple of times as this period's gotten started, that the seniors are going to try to break some of that pressure by getting guys into the neutral zone. He was all by himself, and that's a laser, Sean. That is an absolute laser. He's kind of got that full package. He can play the physical game, he can skate like the wind, and he's got a shot like that. We didn't have it on the replay, so I'll have to wait for the assist, but what a heads-up pass.
Costomo should get an assist, Mike. And that's going to be Gibby Grendel as well. I think they only gave one to Gibby Grendel, but that play started with Ian Costomo.
Yep, right here in the face-off dot, he got it over there, but that's what we see from Grendel. He's got that offensive talent to move that puck ahead.
Here comes it. Juniors, undaunted. Marco Wolf throws one on net. Owen Hall gets it out, though. Throws it forward to Arco. He's got a goal tonight. Arco holding on to the puck. Oh, excuse me, once again. Boy, I keep looking at the wrong sheet. That's Drew Lesperance. Arco does have a goal, though, Mike.
Yes, he
but that's
does.
For the
He has a
juniors.
nice goal. He has a very nice goal.
Ian Evans throws it far side. Boy, centering pass just missed Luke Storm. Evans on it again. Evans, backhander pass in front, doesn't get through. And now the seniors with a chance to break out. There's L'Esperance. Young man from Heartland. Weaving. Shot didn't get through. Rolled in slowly. Puck lay there for a moment. And the juniors finally an opportunity to get it out.
And you saw that sneaky shot that I always say L'Esperance has. He doesn't move too fast. He's sneaky with his feet, but he can shoot that puck. And here we go.
Not wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing
And
wrong
if
with that.
Bodeker's on the ice, we know he's going to be playing. And here's the replay of it. He's coming down. He sees it already. I've got it right over the blocker right there. You could see it. That, boys, that's where I need to learn to use the little dry thing that we have now. I could have circled that spot right there, but that was nice eyes by Van Singel getting him up and looking and finding the opening to shoot it.
I don't trust you with that machine. I'm just going to say point blank. See, you and your big mouth. Now Kevin's getting it ready. I don't need that. Here come the senior. Nice play at the line there. Trying to get something going, this senior team. That's Dominic Chaput, the fine young player from Salem. Hey, what a run by the Rocks this year. Go ahead,
That's
Mike.
a great run. Now, they've got it set up. Let's see if they'll put me in position to do it. The telestrator here that I could use. But, yes, the Salem Rocks. And here we're going to – Oh, this is where it is. So if we could stop it, and we're going to look right here is where he is looking, and that is exactly where that shot is going to go, and that is a laser.
You are amazing.
I learned how to use that pregame, Sean, and I'm very happy with myself.
And I'm terrified. I'm not going to lie. I am absolutely terrified.
But back to the Rocks, we were talking Chaput. When in Chelsea, when he used his speed and his teammates, he's the dominant player, and he helped that team get all the way to USA.
2-1, 11:35 to go here, Mike, in this second period. In case you're just joining us, the juniors struck first after winning last night, but the seniors have flipped the script. There's Dom Chaput. Boy, what a last couple of years he had for Salem, and quite the run for the Rocks this year. Shot off the post. Oh, baby. How about Graham Johnson exploding? And the juniors coming back now. Opportunity to clear, they do. That's Trey Damien. Young man from Clarkston, skating it out. Damien throws it out in front, taken over by the juniors. Into neutral zone now, but taken over by Easton Tinsley, young man from Trenton.
And you're going to have to look from that out of the seniors and the juniors, Sean, with how active their defensemen are offensively. Their forwards are going to have to drop back like Tinsley is right now.
Wing-to-wing pass, centering pass, shot comes in. Oh, Lansky had to be very careful. Guess who? Pietla. Boys, he had a game tonight.
He is all over the place, but we're going to have to keep an eye on young Easton Tinsley as he has had a rough second period. He took one down in the corner here. He's blocking shots. He got hit off the face-off over here, and just as the thing there, and he's kind of gingerly going off the ice, but he's a senior. He's coming back.
Couple of Heartland boys taking this, Ian Costomo and Ian Evans. Won by the senior Costomo. In behind the net. Opportunity to come out now for this senior squad. Plays called with 10:43 to go here in the second period. There's a look at Micah Stipich. Of course, Ricky DeSana on the far side. There's Joe Ford, the head coach of Cap City.
Look at that bench. Would you know that this was a Sunday afternoon, in air quotes, scrimmage here? That is intense. And then we've got Mr. Intensity here, Dave.
Best of luck to Coach Mitchell. Thanks for everything you did, not just for Livonia Stevenson, but certainly for the MHSAA ranks, Mike. Coach Mitchell, his impact is immeasurable. Hey, are you interested in a sports management degree at Lawrence Tech University? Your vision of competing in college athletics can be your reality. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships are available at lturecruityourself.com. Draw one by the seniors. They keep the pressure in that junior zone. They lead 2-1 here. Second period of this Team Michigan junior versus senior game. Knocked into the neutral zone, but seniors take over there. Logan playing catch with his defense partner, Ty Kraut. What a dynamic defender he is from Heartland.
Did he turn it on in the second half of the year? And
one of the best in the state.
And he was one of Heartland's best, if not best, player on the ice in that great game against Catholic Central in the playoffs.
Parker Bendel keeps it in, shot high, in behind Lansky. Big hit right in front of us. Boy, are these boys battling, Mike?
Yeah, this is turning into a little bit more of a senior-friendly game here as it's getting mucked down and physical. They're really taking the speed and stuff away from the juniors.
Boy, an opportunity in front. Ian Costomo kept a play alive and had to be very careful down there. Did that junior goaltender wearing the number 30, Jack Dirksen.
And we're really seeing this senior team take its life on here, its identity, Sean. If it's on the ice and there's something going on, you two of your top players, Owen Hall and Ian Costomo, are going to be involved one way or another. They're really shaping into getting into shape.
Kyle Lynch wins that draw. This has been the best line, in my opinion, Mike, for the seniors. Don't know if you share the same opinion, but Owen Hall, Kyle Lynch, and L'Esperance. But here are the juniors coming back at it. Boy, good rush there by Graham Johnson. Certainly he's had his moments tonight, Mike. But here comes L'Esperance. L'Esperance puts on the brakes, waits, throws it back to the point. Boy, could be a break there, but look at the speed. I've seen that speed a few times from number 7. One of the most dynamic players you'll find, Alex McCollum.
It's so calming to a player when you have someone that can skate like that out there. You know if you make a mistake, at least one guy's going to be back.
Juniors trying to go in transition now. That's Nathan Londo from Calumet representing the Copper Kings. Londo, but back in behind the net. Good shift here from Londo. Gets it to the point. Waiting. Shot comes in, scores!
Not sure if Landon Smith got a stick on that, but the shot from the point was in, number 15, Landon Smith going there first. He gets the stick on it from the shot from the point, but that was all started by what a shift by Nathan Londo.
Sure was.
We didn't get a chance to see Calumet, and I wish we did, and hopefully we'll get to see him this year, but we got number 7, Toby Perot on back, and you see it right there.
No doubt.
Saw the stick right there, get the tip on. What a nice play.
So, absolutely right. The young man from Calumet, Nathan Londo, started that. Toby Perot from Cap City with the shot from the point, and the Granville Bulldog, Landon Smith with the goal to tie it up.
But again, what a crew we have picking up that with the camera that we could see that tip. Perfect job, guys.
Well, how about the kid cam, right?
Yeah.
We got to get some love out there for the boys. Chuck and Ernest downstairs. Appreciate that. There's Coach Mitchell on the bench. It's a rare moment. Coach Mitchell smiling during the game. Mike, you just missed it.
Well, that's been the change this year, hasn't it been, Sean?
Sure has.
It's been a new David Mitchell behind the bench.
Gibby Grendel loses it. Juniors have an opportunity to break out. Seniors take over. Trey Damien puts on the brakes. Comes near side, looking to skate it out. Gives it up to his defense partner. Nice pass in the neutral zone. Look at the juniors positioning themselves to keep everything to the outside, though, Mike. Real estate is hard to come by tonight.
Are you surprised that a Dave Mitchell coach team has the D zone locked down?
No, sir. Kept in by the seniors, however. Finally, an opportunity to break it out for the juniors. 2-on-2. Grendel gloves that off, and he picks it up. Speaking of guys that can move, watch 19 skate if you get the opportunity. That puck deflected in as the seniors go for a change. Coming back the other way, outlet pass just misses Ian Evans, and it goes for the icing.
So as we were saying, just as this game started to mold into a senior game, the juniors come back, but they got to be happy with that last shift out of the seniors. That's what we said was going to happen. It started from the D zone, the defenseman carrying it up, they pass the puck to each other, and then a pass to the forwards. For that to happen, the forwards have to start moving in the neutral zone for the seniors.
2-2. with 7:15 to go here, Mike, in this second period. Anybody's hockey game, to be sure. Puck to the line, kept in by Evans. Rolled in now as we got the goaltending change. Will Keene, state champion from Orchard Lake St. Mary's, in the net for the seniors. We figured that both teams would change goalies. Did they make a change at the other end, Mike? I couldn't tell.
Coach, yes.
They did. Sean Story. Keep an eye on him. He's had a great career so far and only going to get better. Keene had to be careful there with Luke Storm rooting in front.
I like it. And Coach Robertson has got to be smiling on the inside, watching his players, his junior players, take that next step and take everything physically that these seniors are giving them and give it back. What a great job there by Luke Storm standing his ground.
I'll take a look at Sean Story right here. We mentioned his name quite a few times during the course of the season last year. Got better as the year went on, and oh boy, he should be one of the best in the state heading into next season. Keep an eye on those Wall Awards. I have a feeling that Sean Story will be on there.
And this is what, oh,
look out. Opportunity in front. Boy, puck lay there for a moment. Juniors kind of running around in their own zone. Mike, finally an opportunity to break it out. Here's Milok. Coming out to play it is Keene. McCollum gets it off the boards, but not out. Milok on it. Milok with a shot. Oh, Keene had to be careful there.
I've got to get to the Milok house and see what they do to teach these boys to shoot their puck, because every one of them, probably the goalie included, right? One of the brothers was a goalie. I'm sure he could shoot the puck too. But these last two that have come out have just been able to shoot the puck like men. It's so impressive.
6:04 to go here in this second period. Well, 2-2 between Team Michigan juniors and seniors. Juniors trying to keep that pressure in deep, Mike. There's Arco. He's got a goal here tonight. Back in behind the net, however, Trey Damien able to get it out. Centering pass. Shot comes in. Oh, big stop there as Dominic Chappett was vying to give the seniors the lead right back.
Yeah, that was, again, another great shift coming from the defense. Forwards flying through the zone. But before that happened, I don't know what you're seeing, Sean, but when the puck's in the offensive zone, the juniors have the better puck possession in the offensive zone than the seniors. They really get that puck. They cycle it down. They're moving the puck nicely and have possessed the puck a lot more than the seniors. It's a little surprising with how we thought this game would go.
Albers wins that draw forward, but controlled initially by the juniors and now thrown out into the neutral zone. Well, I'm going to say it again. Nathan Londo, Mike, has made his presence known here tonight for this junior squad. And here he is again, wearing the number 12. Dan Giacchino and the Copper Kings. Hopefully we can see them again next year.
I have a feeling we're going to be in the area.
I really think we are as well. Coach Giacchino, wink, wink, nod, nod.
As you look over. But he
hit in front of that junior bench on Londo. Kid's from the UP. Has no effect on him.
No, and he is so strong on the puck every time he gets it.
Come juniors again. That shot goes a wide. That's big Luke Storm. Boy, I watched him just get better and better all year, Mike. 6'3", 180-pounder. There's Gibby Grendel. Grendel's pass. Oh, deflected out in front. Will Keene had to be careful there.
I know I just said it, and I'm going to say it again, but I'm impressed with the way these juniors are soaking it all up and taking the physicality. And you can see they're even winning some of those physical battles. This is usually the point of the game where the bulliness comes in and that senior heavy body takes over. We're not seeing that this year, Sean.
Aiden Cook now playing up with Ian Evans and Marco Wolf. Aiden, one of the best forwards in the state. Make no mistake about that. Should be one of the favorites, as a matter of fact, for Player of the Year.
Yeah, his senior year is something I can't wait to see.
No doubt about that. Speaking of the seniors, here they come, Tinsley. Check that. Let me correct myself. That was Kyle Lynch. Once again, this top line for the seniors has been outstanding here today. Lynch, Hall, and L'Esperance as this rolls in, and they get the whistle. Will Keene tried to play it out to Ty Kraut. Officials whistled that down. 4:09 to go here in this second period. So nice to hear from so many of the coaches. Mike, as we mentioned, I know Coach Bamberger is watching. Coach Knighting, our buddy from Trenton, is watching right now. One of the best weekends of the year, Mike, is when we head down to Trenton.
Oh, and again, it's just something to look forward every year, and you get to see all the talent from the state.
No doubt about that. Game after game after game. And Mike, without fail, it snows every time we're down there. Centering pass, big stop by Keene. Oh, Keene stretched himself out and made a big stop on Parker Bendel.
And there's that Benny Milak shift. And if there's anything, the senior should be nervous if he continues to do this, because it starts with a puck battle down low and it ends up into a scoring chance. But we're going to get into James Alber's scoring opportunity. And that was a nice pass by number 12, Braden Lewis, out of Matawan. He just touched it nice. But look at the win, the battle that Milak wins right here. Sticks with it again and creates it to Bendel. And just again, here comes Keene across, sliding across, makes himself big and makes the save.
McCallum got it out, and now an opportunity to skate it out further by Callan Ray. Couple of really good defensemen up at Traverse City West. Make no mistake about that. We're about to bid Callan Ray adieu for a fantastic career for Traverse City, and Drew Charlin, the heir apparent. Folks, if you haven't seen him yet wearing number 3 for this junior team, he's outstanding.
You're going to see him, and you're going to see him in the future. I expect big things out of him his junior year, but Callan Ray can do it both physically and offensively. He is an impressive young player. Aberdeen's got a good one coming next year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Connor Arco with a big cross check there to Ian Costomo. I think these boys want to win this game. Centering pass, nobody home, but the seniors putting some pressure in. Still on the puck with 3:15 to go. Look at the puck possession here. Costomo spins one way, spins the other to the point. McCallum just throws her in deep. Picked up there by the juniors. They are struggling to get it out, Mike. Finally out into the neutral zone. McCallum had to be careful of the dangerous and active Londo. McCallum on it again. Boy, look at this pressure, though, by the juniors. Londo's still on it. That kid doesn't give up. I love his motor, Mike. Number 12, Nathan Londo.
I love how aggressive these juniors are to the puck. They're just not afraid. They're getting right in there and causing all kinds of trouble.
Now it's the seniors putting some pressure in. Finally an opportunity to break it out. And here come the juniors. McCallum comes over and promptly swats it back and makes them start anew. Marco Wolf throws it far side to Landon Smith, the young man from Granville. He's got a goal tonight and a beauty of a deflection. Seniors try for that home run pass, just misses Dominic Chappett, and that will be called on the icing with 2:15 to go here in the second period.
So I'm imagining with the way they're shuffling the lines here, they're gonna be a little bit cautious with Donovan Durbin and say it's not about today, it's about the weekend that's coming up in Minnesota, because the lines are a little bit shuffled, so hopefully he's all right.
Boy, how good was Durbin last year, Mike? Oh. Rebound comes out. No problem there for Will Keene. Ian Evans. All started at the point as Colin Strobel threw it in. Let me get back to Donovan Durbin, Mike. Every time I saw that guy, he got better. All year. Yep. We saw him early, and you and I both went, ooh. Mm-hmm. And then it just seemed every time we saw him, he got better as we take a look at a little highlight package here.
And what a performance he put on at the MIHL showcase when we did the game out in Trenton. Just dominant.
Look at this play, just high, and they score. Let me tell you something. Just pressure by this junior team, Mike, and I think it's going to be Ben Milak.
Yes, we had Aiden Cook walk out of the corner. Here he comes here. Aiden Cook's got the puck. I thought it was the corner. He's going to come around a little bit. It's going to come to him in the corner here. And he's going to come out. He's going to fire it over the net. It's going to bounce, and watch the hands on Milak as it bounces off the glass and back and doink.
Isn't that beautiful? Ian Evans took out two guys on that play, Mike, near the bench as well. What a heck of an effort by number 10 from Heartland.
And that started in between whistles where they were chirping at him and you can see, again, the frustrations going, and then he goes and takes his frustrations out on a couple of guys and opens up a scoring opportunity.
Look at the seniors trying to answer right back. Kyle Lynch gets it in deep. Boy, a big battle down there right next to the goaltender, Sean Story. Boy, the Melock Easter. I bet you Mrs. Melock puts together an incredible meal, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
She's got 111 kids. They're all fierce. They're all feisty as we take a look right there at that junior bench. There's Coach Robertson.
And like I said, if you're talking about that Easter dinner there, I would hate to be the last turkey leg or slice of ham on that table.
Something tells me the boys look at each other and go, you want to fight for it?
Well, I can see that happening. They're a feisty brew.
They sure are.
Crew.
Been fun to watch a few of the Melocks make it. And we say hello to Mrs. Melock. Always has a kind word every time I see her. Appreciate that greatly. Londo threw that in. Keene had to be very careful there, Mike.
A little knuckleball action.
Big hit. That's a penalty coming up. And there's your reaction there. No doubt about that. Toby Perreault is going to get called, and then the follow-up, look at Easton Tinsley, young man from Trenton sticking up for his teammate, but I think this is only going to be one. I think Toby Perreault is going to be called for this.
Yeah, and you got to like seeing Tinsley back out on the ice. Like I said, he's had a rough second period physically. He's gotten hit a couple of times. He was slow getting up. He comes back. That's a Trenton kid, right?
Yeah.
It's a Trenton kid. He's coming
Can't
back.
keep those
He's tough,
Trojans down.
and he is standing up for his teammate that got hit from behind.
Power play opportunity here for the seniors at this late juncture of the second period, but they're going to have to start anew in their own end. Will Keene's going to come out there. Leave it for Callan Ray. Callan Ray picks up speed. Swift moving defender from Traverse City West. Ray throws it in back behind the junior net. They find an outlet and they're able to get it out, this junior team.
The seniors are really struggling to possess that puck in the offensive zone for long periods of time. They're going to draw something up, I'm sure, in between periods. They've got to get something going here on the power play before the end of the period.
Back to the point here. That's Callan Ray. Centering pass blocked. Albers with the shot. He gets it back, though. Albers just going to float it towards the net. Off the post. Rebound comes out. It was waved off immediately by the official.
Some of us on the crew here are pointing.
We'll look at the replay in just a second. He had a great look and waved it off immediately as Albers just threw it towards the net. Callan Ray, long pass there, too far, and it's called on the icing. All right, Mike, here's your answer. I think we're going to get a look at this replay. Here's Albers' shot. Floats her in.
No, that's the one that got blocked.
That's the one that got blocked.
So it's got to come back out, and it's right here.
Let's take a look. Albers just throws it. Yeah, can't get
we didn't get it, but no one said anything, so that tells me it was a crossbar.
Yeah, the official waved it off immediately. Let's keep a look on it here if we can. Shot comes in. Yeah,
it's got to be a crossbar.
The way it bounces off, Mike, usually is the telltale.
Yep.
And I'll give the official credit. He was in a great spot and immediately called it off.
He was right there.
So 2.6 seconds remaining. They're going to put the extra attacker on, Mike. Yeah. Will Keene's coming out as the draw is in the junior zone with only 2.6 seconds remaining.
When you have Owen Hall on your bench, you know, he's a power forward. Put him right there in front of the net. If you can get it,
shot comes in.
Longest 2.6 seconds ever.
Great job by the centerman. I didn't see who took that draw. Mike, how often are you told just fall with that little remaining? Here's a good look at that shot from Albers. Shot comes in.
That's the block. That's the block.
I think that's the block, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
block.
block.
So it's going to come back around.
We're going to slow it down again. So here's
he
the
just
shot
gets
right
it and
from
flings
Albers.
it.
All right?
Yeah.
Crossbar.
and down.
Crossbar. Don't ever question these officials. Okay? Do you hear me? Iversel? That's the last I'll hear of you, young man. 3-2 after the second period of play. Don't you go anywhere. We have a lot to do in the second intermission. We're going to have a conversation with Coach Mitchell. I did something I'll regret during that conversation for the rest of my days, just to give you a heads up there. And, Mike, we have one more outstanding period as well here at Novi Ice Arena. But your score after 2 periods of play, the juniors have a 3-2 lead here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Out here, it's not just about the hustle. It's about breaking the game. Every single day. Zeroing in on what we want, putting a target on it, and hitting the bullseye. Over and over again, because second best, that's for somebody else's story. The fire that fuels us, the bond that unites us, we don't just play the game. We set it ablaze. We break through.
Your persistence and dedication have brought you this far. But the fire of curiosity within you burns to push beyond your limits. LTU is the place where your passions and curiosities can soar, pushing your mind and body to new magical heights. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
State Champs Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today.
And welcome in second intermission as we are watching Team Michigan, the juniors, take on the seniors. Of course, it's only right if we talk to the head coach of the junior team. David Mitchell, longtime head coach at Livonia Stevenson in coaching this junior squad. First of all, Mitch, thanks so much for joining us. What a great thing this is for the players all over the great state of Michigan.
It absolutely is. I mean, first of all, thanks to State Champs and thanks to all you guys for doing this. And, man, how great are you guys for helping us promote this and promote high school hockey and high school sports in the state of Michigan. But this right here, it's kind of the culmination of a huge process where we start with 3 regional camps in Gaylord, in Grand Rapids, and in Livonia, and then we get to a festival, and then we come here with the 2 teams that you see tonight. So we're excited for this. We're excited to go and represent Michigan out in Minnesota with some great hockey states in Minnesota and Wisconsin and North Dakota and Colorado are out there as well. So we're excited.
You know, before we talk about the makeup of this team, you have 2 assistants who have made a name for themselves, no doubt about that, but a lot of familiarity with your assistants.
Totally. It's kind of like the old staff got back together, right? Like Keith Robertson is with us his first time here. He's the newcomer of the group, head coach now at Howell High School. Everybody knows what a job he did, right? And getting to the state finals in his first year, coach of the year. So we're thrilled to have him. And Kyle Zagata comes back. He's been with me now through 6, 7, 8 years here. He's a longtime assistant at Livonia Stevenson and the head coach at Saline High School. So it's a really great staff. And then not just that with our staff, but with Micah and Ricky and Joe Ford over there and the senior staff and Ryan Osemacher overseeing all this with Don Wright. There's a lot of hockey knowledge in there with Shadig and Wilson, the goalie guys. It's unbelievable to get there and to get to share and to get to see what those guys do on a daily basis. It's a learning experience for me, and I couldn't be happier to do it.
It's not easy with the plethora of talent in this state to try to put together a team like this. I mean, there are so many talented players in the state. You see them throughout the course of the year on state champs. But talk a little bit about this squad and what jumps out to you. What might their calling card be?
Well, I think you're right. First of all, I mean, the process, so many great players are trying out for this. And we say it there. It is a bunch of evaluators all in rooms. There's some debating. There might be a little yelling. There might be some screaming. There might be, but whatever. We have as many evaluators as we can and take as many different opinions. And then with this year's junior group, and it's really built on speed. Like, I think we're really quick up front. We have a bunch of puck-moving mobile defensemen that practices have all been, how fast can we play? How fast can we go? It seems to be where the game's headed, where current hockey, the state of hockey is how fast can you get up and down the ice? How fast can the puck get up and down the ice? So it's tough, right? Because we only had a couple practices, and now we have these couple games. And so we're going to try to put as much of that in as possibly can and let these guys be who they are. We've been talking to them. I mean, we take 20 of the best players who are the best guys on their team and try to bring them together for like 2-weekend stint. Like, that's not easy on those guys. It's 20 dogs in a room that have to now come together, play as one. So there's a lot of, that type of stuff from a coaching perspective that goes into it.
Well, for people out there that aren't aware of this, Dave coached at Livonia Stevenson for, I think, 212 years. Recently, you retired. You're always going to be a member of the community. You know that. But this is kind of your last hurrah. So certainly, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some.
Right.
I owed him one. I'm sure there are some emotions going through your mind right now. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, let's go all the way back to 17-year-old David Mitchell meeting Sean Belegian and Mike Ivesell at Little Caesars and working back there. And who would have thought this came full circle, right? I mean, in all honesty, that we'd be standing here tonight and doing what we're doing and have the opportunity to serve these communities like we did. It's been a great ride at Livonia Stevenson. It's been unbelievable in high school hockey. But yes, my wife and I are retiring from teaching, and we're able to do that. Our kids are in a good spot, so we're able to do that. We're probably going to be making a move here soon to somewhere out of state and to a higher level. So that's kind of been in the getting in the works right now. But the program's in great hands. Jay Thompson just got named the head coach there, who everybody knows here. It's in unbelievable hands. Jacob Cox and Derek Pushies are staying on board with him. And so the same is going to be, I think, expected from Livonia Stevenson. But for all of high school hockey, it's made me who I am. I'm thrilled to be able to call myself a high school hockey person. I carry the banner wherever I'm at, and I will continue to do so. So thank you to the whole community. Thank you to you guys. It's been a great ride, and I will stay connected to it, forever.
Well, thank you for everything you've done, but you're not done yet. You got to go take care of business with Team Michigan and this junior squad.
That's right. We talked about it. We talked about it, like going out there and making a statement. So we'll see how both the juniors and seniors do. We're fans of both teams, and so we're excited for the opportunity to go out there and represent Michigan.
David Mitchell, our intermission guest. We've got the third period for you next, right here on State Champs and Local 4+.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
CHAMPS Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today.
Welcome back to Game Time Live. We want to shout out some postseason awards. Congratulations to the dynamic Justin Bloink out of Detroit Catholic Central for winning our state champs Warrior Hockey Player of the Year. And on that same day, a few weeks back, we made the drive out to Howell to hand out our state champs Warrior Hockey Wall Award to Henry Lansky, who's playing in this Team Michigan showcase as well. One more shout out to Salem senior Nolan Kaminsky, who joined the Rocks before this past season after playing in AAA, and he won the Michigan Mr. Hockey Award as well. So congratulations to all of them being honored. And Mike, we've got a big third period forthcoming.
Yeah, these seniors have to step up and stake their claim, but the juniors are making it extremely difficult on them. And right now, the way they're clamped down in the defensive zone, the seniors aren't getting much possession time. And then down at the other end, the juniors are really having their way at times of possessing that puck.
Zach Priest will be downstairs, and he'll be getting some of the post-game stuff as well. One of the newest members of our team here. I cannot thank our team enough. Without them, Mike, we can't do what we love to do. The coach is up here as well. Coach Hunter, I'd be remiss if I didn't give him a shout-out as well. Mike, what do you look for here in the third period?
Well, I look for that senior game to take place here. They've got to start physically taking over the game, but, Sean, they've got to be smart about it. They can't get out of position to get to that hit. They've got to use their speed to get to that hit while the puck is there. And then I need to see how they're going to start possessing that puck in the offensive zone and break whatever they are doing defensively on the junior side.
It starts with a power play. Still 35 seconds remaining on the minor to Toby Perreault. And the seniors have an opportunity here early in this third period to tie this one up. 3-2. The juniors on top. Good job by Arco forcing things to stay in that senior zone. Seniors still can't break out. Here they come, however.
Ice
Ian
is a little
Costomo
wet.
loses it at the line, and it's promptly sent the other way. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. Londo and Arco on this penalty kill. Long stretch pass here called, Mike.
We almost had to give a couple assists out here to the Zamboni driver. He left a little bit of water in some spots. It stole the puck from Ian Castamo, stopped the puck down here in the corner almost fast enough for it to get a quick break down here to Van Single.
I'm going to tell you what. Arco and Londo on that penalty kill were outstanding to start.
They have stood out today, especially young Nathan Lando out of Calumet. Now I'm mad we didn't get to see him more because if this is the way he played all year.
Why don't we go up to Calumet this year?
I'm in.
Did you hear that, Watson? Did you hear that, Coach Giacchino?
Watson's not looking at
Had
us.
such a great time up there a couple of years ago. We did some games in Calumet, did some games at the Venerable D Stadium as well. We're going to get a timeout on the ice as well. Mike, do you know who called it?
The ice did. They have to let the water or get a squeege out here and get some of these spots that have a little bit of buildup of water because it totally hamstrung the senior power play.
There's that senior bench. That's Joe Ford on the left, the head coach of Cap City. The gentleman walking to the right and just out of the picture now is Micah Stipich. What a gentleman he is. Always great to see Micah. Micah was over the house last year. Remember we had a little impromptu barbecue? You and I don't barbecue much, so good stuff there. Ian Costomo.
Speaking of Ian Costomo, I'm texting with his dad right now, and what a moment that was his freshman year, not even supposed to be on the ice. He gets out there because another kid didn't jump and scores the state championship game-winning goal, and from there his career took off.
Easton Tinsley representing the great hockey community of Trenton. Boy, they just keep producing good players every year. Coach Clements, Coach Knighting, and that staff. I say it again, one of the best weekends you will find anywhere. James Albers. Boy, East Grand Rapids has become a usual suspect, and certainly Albers is a big part of that.
Yeah, that's a player me and you fell in love with one of their many trips to USA Arena, and he's just a kid that plays the game the right way. He gets to the net and he uses his body.
Luke Storm, I watched that kid develop in front of my own eyes this past year. Just got better every single time. Every single time we saw him play, did big number 9.
And what a playoff he had. But like you said, as the year went along, he just got better and better. And that's a kid that I'd like to say, I watched him from when he was a wee little lad playing at the then Kensington Valley Ice House, standing next to his dad, Jay Storm, in the corner as him and my son played on the same line. And you could see it back then. He was just a little bit shorter, Sean, but the skill that he possessed, and again, in that Finn way, that hockey IQ they all seem to have. He's got it.
Parker Bendel looks to win this draw, and he does, wins it forward. Luke Thick out there as well for the juniors on the puck. Sends it back to the point. That shot blocked. An opportunity coming the other way. Strobel's going to win the battle, though, barely. Braden Lewis showing a lot of heat. Lewis on it now. Loses it for the moment. Aiden Cook gets it out into the neutral zone. They have to touch up to these seniors, and that gives Strobel an opportunity to get it out. Off the boards, rolls all the way down. Icing waved off, Mike.
I don't know if Keene got a piece of that. That's the only thing I could think of, or if it went through the crease.
Overskating it in their own zone, allowing the juniors an opportunity, but Keene says enough of this, and he gloves it down. Had a chance to talk to Will Keene after they won the state championship in Division III. What a fine young man that 6'5" goaltender is for Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Did they give you a step stool to stand up to interview him? That's a tall
Well, you know,
kid.
as we get older, Mike, we keep shrinking.
I know.
I was 6'1" at one point in time. I don't know if I'm 6 foot anymore. Gravity sucks, Mike.
Wow.
Gravity
Wow.
sucks. Owen Hall sends it to the far wing. L'Esperance tries to center it. Controlled, however, by the juniors as they flip it out. Luke Storm gives chase along with Ian Evans from Heartland wearing the number 10 in that all-familiar Heartland helmet. Owen Hall has to start over in his own zone. Was pressured there, just gets it out into the neutral zone. Promptly shot back in by Pietla.
That's what that speed does, Sean. Their speed to the puck, they can't get away from. Hall could not get away from the forecheck.
Alex McCullum out there. Watch that young man move with the puck as he goes for a change now. Juniors forcing their own end. Hall on it. Hall wins a battle. Hall still battling with Pietla. Boy, they've had a battle all night, haven't they?
Yes, I told you he was going to be in Hall's back pocket, and there he is.
Now here comes Milok. Milok with a shot. He's got a goal already. Looking for another one there. Shot comes in front, nearly deflected by Milok. As just throwing it at the net was Landon Smith.
When he gets going, Sean, I don't know if there's a better player in the state. I'm looking forward to seeing him move along in his senior year like this.
Bull in a China shot. He really is. 3-2, 14 minutes to go. Can the juniors make it 2 in a row? Seniors trying to stop that. Ryder Novak in. Some support comes over, though. Luke Thick over to Nathan Londo, and it's cleared. Coming back the other way. Graham Johnson, the young man from Escanaba, on the puck. He gets help from Thick. Thick using that speed. Loses it to Ryder Novak. Ryder Novak now. Pass ahead to Brady Ross. He loses control. Londo comes the other way. Big hit there by Tinsley playing Trenton hockey. But it's Ross to the point. Look at Grendel. Look at Grendel. Holding on to the puck. Still on the puck, Mike. Throws it back to the point. Nice move at the point by Ross. Ross with the shot. Oh, had to be careful down there was Sean Story. Juniors bottled up, but they get an opportunity to come out. That's Thick, going to ring it back behind the net, and they're going to go for change, Mike.
Yeah, it was a nice shift so far for Grindel, and I was talking with Coach Hunter before the period started. I said at some point, the senior defenseman that we thought was going to drive the offense have got to step up. I expect to see more shifts and more puck possession by these D.
Costomo trying to pick up speed through the neutral zone. Look at Costomo. Costomo with the shot. That one is blocked. Oh, that hurt. Nolan Bink young man from Escanaba, as a hockey player, gets right back up. What a shift by Costomo, though. Strobel comes over for support. He's rubbed out. Look at the seniors taking the body now, Mike, as this is going to be an icing.
Well, did Ian Costomo on that shift say, hey, guys, hop on my back, I got you? I mean, that was a heck of a shift, and that's what those El Paso Rhiners of the NAHL are going to get a lot of next year. Not just that puck possession, but holding it, knowing when to get rid of it. Again, that high hockey IQ.
Lewis, Albers, and Chaput out there for the seniors now. The Ian Evans line out there. They've certainly been good tonight. Big battle right in front of us. Juniors finally get it out. Coming the other way. Here's Evans. Ian Evans tries to go in, out. He's forced back, peels off, and dumps it in deep for Marco Wolf. Wolf behind the net. Centering pass, no one home. But Juniors still on the puck. Good puck possession by this junior squad, Mike.
Chad Piantla in there again. Again, this is exactly what I saw in Chelsea. He is all over the ice in all aspects of the game.
Brindell leading a rush. You'll see that often. He's playing defense, but he's usually, Mike, one of the first one up and first one back. Backhanded out, and I think juniors are going to go for a change here. They are indeed. Now coming in, boy, Evans had that knocked off, but was looking dangerous on that rush. Opportunity to get it out, backhanded out, and now giving chase the other way. Seniors looking for something with 11:10 to go. Puck is pushed out into the neutral zone, but McCallum on it there. McCallum gives it up as they try to dump it in. Owen Hall giving chase. He bumps his man. Comes near side now, rubbed out there. That is number 20, L'Esperance. Owen Hall gets it back. Tried to flip it to himself. Took a shot from Landon Smith. Hall has been active tonight. He dumps it in. But finally an outlet pass as the juniors look to change with 10:35 to go. In this third period, juniors up 3-2.
Yeah, we're really getting a good look again at Owen Hall on this shift and the way he plays hockey. Physically dominating, can skate, got back on the back, checked and stopped the play in the neutral zone.
Here come the juniors, two of them. That's Storm up there with Cook. Opportunity for Cook in front, and he scores. Boy, you could see that play develop, Mike. That's why I said take a look at Storm and Cook. And Storm got it over to Aiden Cook. Aiden Cook does what Aiden Cook does.
Yeah, that puck just started going downhill a little bit here as we'll take it over as we get Luke Storm on the puck. And again, physically on the puck, turns it over. Lando keeps it in, gets it to the guy in front of the net. Watch the patience, not yet now, and gets it down as Keene was going down.
Now that
but another
should be
assist for Lando.
Storm and Londo on the assist on that big goal by Aiden Cook to make it 4-2 juniors. So now the pressure is on this senior team. Still 10:05 to go as they dump it in back behind the net. Giving chase down there. Van Singel, he's got a goal. He's on it again. Far boards, gets it back to the point. Finally an opportunity to get it out. They can't get it out. Finally into the neutral zone, and here they come. Parker Bendel, young man from Flint Powers, knocked off, and I think we're getting a penalty, Mike.
And this was what was in the back of my head waiting for a break to come, is now that this game has jumped to 4-2, Sean, are we going to see the frustrations come out in penalties? Are we going to see the frustrations come out in over-physicality, getting yourself out of position? Because I'm telling you, every time the seniors had made a mistake, the juniors have jumped on it and capitalized.
I think Mr. Scoreboard Operator forgot to put up that goal, by the way. He did. Take a look at young man there. Ian Costomo kind of coming back to the bench, and big power play now for this junior squad, Mike. Luke Thick Hopefully he's okay. Mike, what'd you see out there?
We saw him running back to the locker room. So he was moving well enough that it looked like it might not be an injury. It could be an equipment or a bathroom thing.
Short-handed opportunity for Braden Lewis. Colin Strobel stayed with him the whole way. Fine defender from Livonia Stevenson, and here come the juniors. Shot comes in. Landon Smith, boy, this junior team, Mike, there's a tenacity, a speed to this team. I really like this junior team.
And they see the game well. Again, over-aggressive physicality by the seniors here led to that 3-on-2. You can't have two guys in low. Oh, and he's back.
Luke Thick is back. Power plays heel. That is a well-known fact, Mike. You don't need to see a doctor. You get a power play, and guys magically get healed on the power play, don't they?
Yep, and we don't see a lot of Marysville, but this is a kid that if he can put his game together to match that speed that he has, I'm really interested to see where he goes next year.
Some good players up in the thumb area. Make no mistake about that. Good play here by Nolan Bink to get her in. Far end, opportunity in front. Look at Cook. Look at Cook on the backhand. Boy, had to be very careful down there. Did Will Keene. Bink on it again. He started that last sequence. Nolan Bink, another young player for Escanaba. Mike, look out for the Eskimos next year, I'm telling you.
Okay.
35 seconds remaining in this power play. Pietla gives it up. Comes far side. I believe that's Bink. Back to Marco Wolf. In behind the net. Centering pass. They were looking for a give and go to Wolf. It didn't get there. And the play is called with 16 seconds remaining on this power play. Time suddenly becoming an enemy, Michael. I just called you Michael.
Yep.
For this senior team as they trail 4-2.
And it's becoming worrisome, again, because we haven't seen some of the things that we need to see, which is, again, the puck possession in the offensive zone and such. They are picking up the physicality, but that is at the cost of some offensive opportunities, right? And so they've got to kill this penalty off and see if they can start possessing that puck and create some offense, hopefully from the back end like we've been saying.
Strobel quarterbacking this power play with only 10 seconds remaining. Chaput does a good job taking the puck away from him, and that should do it for this junior power play. Nolan Bink gives it up in the neutral zone. Coming the other way. Shot comes in. Oh, Story had to be very careful there on that dangerous shot from Charland. But a good play by Dominic Chaput to get that started, Mike.
I mean, coming through here, we've been talking about the physicality, and that was not over-aggressive. That's the exact play. He got quick to the puck, not just the body.
Seniors forced back in their own zone. Chaput has to come back for support. Giveaway there. Backhand attempt is stopped, and Mike, we're getting a penalty.
And we've talked about this kid a lot. That was a Benny Milok penalty right there because he got in on that puck with a tenacious forecheck and got the seniors running around, and it led to a penalty, almost a scoring chance. As we've said it started late in the second period. Once he gets going, that bull in the china shop, you like to say, he is one of the best players in the state, and he's showing it right now.
So the juniors go right back on the power play after the penalty to Chaput. Forced into the neutral zone now, they have to touch up, and that gives an opportunity for the seniors to clear it. Coming out of his own net is number 1, Sean Story, the fine goaltender for Cap City, as the puck comes up into the netting, and will do it all over deep in the junior zone. Boy, Strobel has logged a ton of ice time tonight for this junior squad.
And he's playing a little bit of a different game, Sean. We don't see those rushes that he likes to get and stuff. He's really become a responsible defenseman and upped his game for that next level.
Strobel behind his own net. Settles it down. Outlet pass doesn't connect. This is going to give the seniors an opportunity to rag some minutes off. They throw it into Strobel's corner. Strobel being pressured there. Good job by Costamo. What else would you expect? Costamo, first one to the ice. Costamo keeping things alive with Case Van Single down there. That is whistled with Sean Story. So only $1:16 remaining in this power play opportunity for the juniors, and The seniors have done a good job, Mike, keeping them back in their own end.
Well, I would say their last 2 penalty kills have been their best 2 shifts of the game, Sean. You've seen them use their speed. You've seen them get to the puck. Again, I keep saying get to the puck, not just the body, and they're disrupting everything. Let's see if Chad Pietla can break it.
There's Pietla. He gives it up to Bink. Nolan Bink tries to take her wide. He's stopped there, controlled by the seniors for a moment. We're in that blind spot, Mike, of our broadcast vantage point, so I can't see what happened. I think Ryder Novak kind of muscled that out over the line. A fantastic player from Detroit Country Day.
He's having a nice weekend here, Sean.
Sure
he really is.
Luke Storm trying to get something going, comes back to the point. Pietla back into the corner, centering pass. The back door was open, just didn't connect. 30 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. 5:40 in this game. Look at Aiden Cook. Centering pass. Puck lay there for a moment. Still lay there. On it now is Storm. To the line, but not out. Finally an opportunity coming the other way. Coming near side now. Good job coming back by Pietla. Just getting a piece of his man, Mike. Score! Short-handed. Guess who? Number 8, James Albers, and that is a huge goal. Let me tell you something. That started with Logan, fine-looking defenseman who logged a ton of minutes for J.J. Bamberger up in Saginaw.
Yeah, he is an offensive threat. He is a physical threat, and it just got a little bit long in the tooth for that power play, and that was a very tired attempt at clearing the puck, and it just ended up on the wrong stick, and Albers made no doubt about it.
That's a huge goal. Short-handed, I might add, by James Albers. 4-3 now with 5:10 to go. Let's see if the seniors, there's a shot in front. Oh, a glorious opportunity, a big stop by Keene. Another shot deflected by Londo in front.
Keene's really keeping them in.
Here's another shot, Cook. Shot from the point, this one high and out of play.
What a
Keene with
save.
a couple of stops, huh, Mike?
What a save. And in this moment, they'd been struggling. 2 real good penalty kills, 1 resorting in a goal. But then here comes that junior team like they've done all game, resilient. They've got the momentum back, and Keene shuts the door with a nice blocker save.
4:49 to go here in the third period. 4-3, le troisième période. There you go, John. You happy? Seniors with an opportunity to break out. Boy, nearly hitting with that stretch pass to Owen Hall. Does Owen Hall have some magic in him? Owen Hall taking off to play for the Aberdeen Wings. Congratulations to him. There's Milok with a shot. Boy, he didn't miss by much, Mike.
No, he again, this is these shifts that look at the speed where he gets back to that puck. He knows right where to be.
Milok getting some support from Luke Thick, who's made a name for himself to be sure. But here come the seniors, 3 of them. Owen Hall with a shot comes in. Oh, big stop there by Sean Story with trouble rooting out in front as well in the form of Connor Arco.
Yeah, and it's been the seniors' best line there. So when they're coming down, that you have to be worried about it, whether it's Hall, who's got the puck. L'Esperance. Yes.
Arco wears the number 20 for the junior squad, and he takes the draw right there against Ryder Novak. Puck in the corner, Ross takes a big hit there by Arco. Novak comes in for support. Easton Tinsley out there as well. He's pinned against the board. Shot from the point, deflected in front. Oh, just swept away. Oh, rebound comes out. Ryder Novak with a heck of a play. Just missed Brady Ross. Puck thrown into the corner, Mike.
This is what we've been expecting out of the seniors. They're getting desperate now, Sean. They're really going.
Novak with a nice pass there to Ross. He's rubbed off the puck. 3:30 to go. Juniors 4, seniors 3. Juniors looking to sweep the weekend. Colin Strobel throws her in. Nice opportunity in front. Somehow Keene kept that out. I couldn't see what happened down there, but he bent backwards, Mike. Strobel again, content to just throw it in deep.
Aiden Cook's really picking it up here, too. He's had himself a third period, Sean.
Juniors on it again, though. This time, seniors get a chance to break it out. Boy, look at the hits picking up here. You think these guys want to win this game? Big battle. Strobel in front. Off the glass and into the neutral zone. Right back in, though. Here come the seniors. Van Singel didn't miss by much. Now to the far point. Good puck possession here. Trey Damien tried to feed it through. There's Grendel keeping it alive. Grendel steps up again and chips it in deep. Back in behind the net is Strobel. Strobel backhands it and finally gets it out. Boy, the juniors desperately needed a change there. Here comes Gibby Grendel, the Ranger from Forest Hill Central. Look at Gibby weaving through. Nearly got it again. That off the boards and goes the length of the ice. Mike, decision time. With 2:01 to go and the draw coming back into the junior zone. Michael Ivesil, do you pull your goaltender, Will Keene?
You know you don't even have to ask me that.
I know that. I threw a softball up to you, pal. They're going to leave Will Keene in, though, for the moment.
You put that on to. You've got it here. I'm calling my timeout. I'm getting my dogs a rest. I'm going to have.
There you go, buddy.
I'm going to have Owen Hall. I'm going to have Lynch. I'm going to have Van Singel, Costomo out there. I'm going to have Gibby Grendel and Logan Boddicker on the backside. Those 6 guys are going to put the pressure on, and I'm going to call an Owen Hall goal because this guy has been carrying it here for this team. He's their best forward right now, and he's just got to make it happen.
Take a look at that senior bench. They know what's at stake. Bragging rights. 2:01 to go. Here's a look at Owen Hall. What a tremendous career this young man has had. Grew up in front of our eyes, Mike. No doubt about that. When I say grew up, I'm not just talking about the age. The physical turnaround this young man has had over the past couple of years has been unbelievable. Connor Arco. Boy, really interested to see what he can do his senior year wearing the number 20 here tonight. Certainly a weapon for the Gremlins. So 2:01 to go in this one. How about Aiden Cook? What a year he had for the D2 champions. Aiden Cook, guy that can do a little bit of everything, Mike. And as you said, tonight his playmaking ability has certainly been front and center.
And especially in the third period. The third period's been his best period all game. He's really picked it up. Milok's really picked it up. You're really seeing some of these kids that we're going to be looking forward to see as seniors next year.
Well, as we thought, the timeout happens, and the goaltender is pulled. Extra attacker on for the seniors. Callan Ray dumps it in deep, up in the netting, and we'll do it all over again. Here, right in front of our broadcast vantage point. Mike, you have quite the job to try to pick the 3 stars. James Albers and Ian Evans on the draw. Controlled by the juniors to the line, but not out. Another opportunity kept in by Owen Hall. Owen Hall throws it in deep. Braden Lewis there, the young man from Matawan. Lewis working with Albers and Hall. Controlled by Pietla. Play is called with the high stick. So that should go to the other end, right?
Yep, and then we'll get the goalie back in. But, yeah, these guys are making it tough here. This isn't easy with all this skill and talent out here in a 4-3 nail-biter game. I'd say I've got 3, but there's 2 or 3 that are on the verge of busting in depending on what happens here in this last minute 32.
Hey, if you are interested in a sports management degree, I've got news for you. Check out Lawrence Technological University as your vision of competing in college athletics can be your reality. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships available at LTURecruitYourself.com. Here come the seniors looking for the equalizer. Will Keene tried to get out, couldn't do it. Let's see if he does it here. Nice play at the line to keep that play aligned. Ian Costomo, who else? Keene back on the bench. Extra attacker. Milok was aiming for that empty net. Brady Ross picked it off. 1 minute to go. Brady Ross for the Pioneers from East Grand Rapids had to get himself back onside.
Coach Mitchell yelling for an offsides there, and I think he was right.
45 seconds to go. This play deflected up into the netting. And we're going to have to do it again. So they're going to have to put Will Keene back out there, Mike, with 44.6 seconds remaining. Juniors up 4-3.
And we're seeing right now, even though it's 6-on-5, what we've seen in all 3 periods, Sean, the juniors are too quick to the puck and not giving the seniors any time to do anything. That is going to bode well for this junior team in Minnesota.
Big draw here. Controlled by the seniors. Outlet pass doesn't connect. Nolan Bink able to get it back out. Keene wanted to come out, but he's forced back in. I think he's going to get an opportunity here on the icing call.
That was a favorable call there, as it looked like all of a sudden that defenseman lost about 20 miles an hour on his skating, but the call is the call.
Mike.
It happens. The call is the
It's
call.
a cold arena, and you know those hamstrings.
Yes, I saw that hamstring just bite and took him down here.
Big draw here. Aiden Cook versus Dominic Chapman. Off the draw. Owen Hall with a shot. Londo gets there, but Hall retains possession. Gives it up at the line. Into the corner. On the backhand by Chapman. Shot comes through. Everybody. Late juncture of this game. Look at Luke Storm coming and use that big body. Puck is cleared into the neutral zone. That should do it. 5 seconds remaining. 3 seconds remaining, and that's going to do it. What a weekend for this junior squad as they win both last night and now today. An exciting game. 4-3, the final for the junior squad. And now you're getting a close-up at the kid cam, ladies and gentlemen.
And Sean, looking at the schedule coming up in Minnesota, my opinion only based just on my brain, I think this junior team has a chance to make some noise. They got a little bit of a draw here, if you'd say, coming out with starting with North Dakota. Then they've got the junior Wisconsin team. Don't get me wrong, they're a fast skating, very skilled team. That's going to be a tough one. But they end with the Minnesota seniors, Sean. It's going to be big and physical, kind of like today. But the junior Minnesota team is the one that's usually the more skilled, so they could really play like they just did today against that Minnesota senior team. And watch out if they can get by those Wisconsin juniors, Sean. This could be a junior team to make some noise.
Love seeing the handshake between these guys. Coach Mitchell, Coach Zagata from Saline, and Coach Robertson all downstairs. We're going to have Zach downstairs in a moment, but Mike, you had the arduous task of picking the 3 stars. Good luck with that, pal.
Yes, and I'm going to start with the 3rd star. It's Luke Storm out of Howell. I love the way he was physical today, the way he commanded in the offensive zone, and that goes with an assist today and 2 goals yesterday. Our number 2 star, Gibby Grendel out of Forest Hill Central, Sean. I thought he was the best senior out there. He had a couple assists, and I've got to throw this in Chelsea. The vulnerable Christy Iversel, the big hockey scout, voted him top player she saw out in Chelsea.
I'm not arguing that.
The number 1 star, all the way out of Calumet, a kid we didn't get to see until we saw him right here, and I couldn't be more impressed, is Nathan Londo with 3 assists today. He played all over the ice, and he was very difficult to get off that puck once he got it.
You know, Mike, here's the beautiful thing. I think you could have picked probably 12 kids to be worthy of one of the 3 stars, and probably 5 kids worthy of the 1st star as well. But I'm with you. Nathan Londo, I was impressed with his game at both ends. Really, at both ends. He played a complete game, and I'm really intrigued to see what the Copper Kings are going to do for Coach Giacchino next year, being led by Nathan Londo.
Yeah, that is going to be exciting. And again, we think we might be driving by the area at some point. and get to see him. But, Sean, you're right. There were so many guys out there. Owen Hall had a spectacular game. You see how his game's going to translate to the next level in the NAL. Case Van Single, a kid that we didn't hear of until we saw him in Chelsea, really stepped it up. That kid's got some game. Ian Costomo, the usual suspects.
Remember when we went to that bowling alley in Calumet and John Watson brought about, I would say, $3,000 worth of food. That was what a fun night.
Now,
what a fun night.
And you're saying, a bowling alley in Calumet, that must have been great food. I'm telling you.
Phenomenal.
Those wings were on fire, and they guaranteed me gluten-free, which was unbelievable.
Why don't we throw it down to Zach Priest? He's going to have a conversation with our first star here tonight. Zach?
Thanks, guys. So, Nathan, tell us a little bit. What a win for you guys. You beat the older guys today. You beat them yesterday night as well. What does this mean to you guys?
It's awesome. Best seniors in the state, best juniors in the state. So, came here, battled, was fast. Everyone here was good. So, just prove ourselves. Prove the junior class.
And tell me a little bit about what you and your squad did so well tonight.
We tracked back quick, got on top of pucks, got pucks deep when we needed to. Just played discipline in D-zone and stuff. Did the right things, right time.
And you guys have a chance to head off to Minnesota. What do you think about that? How excited are you going forward?
It's going to be awesome. Some of the best players in the country there. Just going to be fast, a lot of hard hockey, physical, so it'll be fun, good experience.
And it was certainly physical tonight, guys. What a ball game. You guys played an amazing game tonight. Physical all around, back and forth. The juniors do come out with the win, though. Back to you guys.
Stuff, Zach, and certainly great stuff from our number one star here tonight, Nathan Londo. Mike, I am very, very impressed by this junior squad.
Yeah, I think Coach Mitchell, who is he's not a rookie. He's been here. He's done that. He knows exactly what's going to happen out in Minnesota. So there's always criticism when you take a select team, Sean. Every time, why not this guy or why not this guy? When looking at what we just saw today, Coach Mitchell had a game plan, and he took those players to fit that game plan, and they played it to a T today against the Michigan seniors, and I guarantee they're going to do the same thing against the Minnesota seniors. Who knows the success, but it's coming.
Hey, I can't thank our crew enough. The best in the business. I say it all during football season and all during hockey season. I cannot wait to work with all of them again. Michael, it's a pleasure to work with you. I can't wait to be in the booth. Most importantly, thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Thanks so much for inviting us into your phones, your laptops, your computers, whatever the case may be. Your final score here from Novi, the juniors knock off the seniors 4-3. Good luck to both squads as they head to the great state of Minnesota to represent the better state of Michigan. And we'll be talking about it on State Champs. For everybody involved, my name is Sean Belegian saying goodbye and happy Easter from Novi.
State Champs Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today.